Hello, everyone. I just saw this write up by Sunday Dari, someone who was Minister of Sports. I think he was during Buhari, recently given an appointment as Special Advisor, Media and Public Communication, spokesperson to Bola Tinubu. Hey, it's a president of Nigeria, illegitimate president of Nigeria. These are the things that shock people. They get this little appointment and it gets into their head. And before you know what's happening, they're attacking everyone to make them to continue to make them look good before their master because they have to sleep. This is someone that before his appointment, I might be mistaken. I don't think I ever saw him talking about Peter Obi or talking about any issue or whatever. Unlike if he's someone like Daniel Boala, of course that one spent his time, attacking Peter Obi, doing all sorts of psychopathy for him to get to where he is. Probably this one didn't do it then, so if he feels he has to do it now to be able to keep his job. So this is the write-up that he did on Peter Obi about Hey, again, I don't know who these people think they are fooling, whether they think that propaganda can work in terms of governance. You don't need anybody. If you're doing well, there's no amount of anything that anyone will say. People will feel the wellness in their body. If you are doing badly, there's no amount of psychopathy that will cover what that badly that you're doing, because people are going to feel it in their body. So he says, when seeking someone who benefits from the misfortune of others or from confusion, what the Yoruba people describe as Arijeninu Madaru, look no further than Peter Obi. His recent remarks regarding the avoidable tragedies in Anambra and Oyo State lack statesmanship and decency, even as he wallows in the fading waters of his much vaunted political victory. This attempt to score cheap political points falls flat. In times of unfortunate tragedy, leaders are expected to speak reasonably and offer support. Tinubu cancelled all programs, expressed profound sadness over the loss of lives, and ordered an immediate investigation. That is the way of true leaders. No, Mr. Dari. The way of true leaders is not to impoverish the people. It's not to enrich yourself so much and then the people become so poor that they are scrambling for food that ordinarily they would scramble for. The whole of these events that happen where these tragedies have occurred are places that have been done for years. This tragedy didn't have to occur because people were not desperately poor and desperately hungry and desperately looking for food. Because Tinubu, the Tinubu you serve, so pathetically, has taken away the purchasing power of people and have rendered people poor and turned the whole of Nigeria into one massive grave. That's why you see all of this tragedy happening. Let's call a spade and not a garden implement. I know for some of you who are enslaved to your jobs, who need it for one thing or the other, only God knows, maybe to feed yourselves, maybe to get power, maybe to say that, oh, you belong to something or you are part of the table when you are actually the menu that is being used as some boy out there. You think you will attack anyone and abuse anyone. No. So there's nothing leadership about Tinubu. Tinubu is a virus who has taken away any good that is there amongst the people, have turned the people into desperate beggars. So there's nothing there's nothing leadership like around Tinubu. He said that's the way of true leaders. Definitely not. These unfortunate incidents have undoubtedly highlighted many critical issues that must be examined. He continued. He said the government is committed to ensuring economic difficulties of this period are resolved swiftly in Nigeria so that the standard of living of the average Nigerian can improve. However, we must not lose sight of the need for patience, orderliness, ground management, and a small enforcement of necessary permits for such events. Like I said earlier, these events have been happening for years. I don't think any of them was organizing that event for the first time. But for the first time, people were desperately poor. The one that even happened in Anambra State, Okija, really broke my heart. Because after so many people had died, there were still people who came, who sat. They were waiting for the continuation to happen. They didn't feel like maybe they could die. All they wanted, they were dying anyways. They needed food. That is what the virus that Tinubu'S has caused to our nation. Impoverish people, take away the purchasing power of people, tax them to death. And you are here talking nonsense, talking in the nonsense, because they gave you some assistant job. What a shame. What an absolute shame. He said, yes, the government has a role to play, but citizens also have responsibilities. Beyond that, the ongoing reforms have started to bear fruit, and soon Nigeria will feel the positive impact. Why don't you allow Nigerians feel it so that they will say it? If they feel the impact, they will come out and praise you. But right now, it's negative. You guys have turned our nation into a death trap, a burying ground all over the world. The news are carrying how Nigerians are dying because of stampede hunger. How many stampede have we had in 2023 alone? Tinubu is a virus and nothing more than that. There were some reports that came. This one said, Ragnarok at Simon Cole B said, unfortunately, and this is his message to, what's that his name again? Sunday Dari. He said, unfortunately, your write-up has only infuriated hungry Nigerians the more, except for your Ronu supporters. Your explanation fell flat. Those people died due to multidimensional poverty imposed on Nigerians by your party, and all you can come up with is a Peter Obi essay. Before the APC took power, how much was a bag of rice and beans? How much was yam and fuel? These were not luxury food items to the average Nigerian. Then until APC came in. Now these items are out of reach of the average man, talk less of the outright poor. It won't pain you to admit your party has failed Nigerians woefully. Instead of dragging Peter Obi, who is not a member of your government and its decision making, the APC should grow a conscience and reflect on their 9+ years of rule and see what they have done to Nigerians. Anyway, Peter Obi is the father that fathered their father. So they can't do without mentioning him.